Hey guys, what's up? It's the Annika the Felucian Minecraft here, and welcome back to another episode of Stylcraft, because it has been a hot minute. Oh, look at that beautiful sunset in the background. This is a perfect intro. Anyway, it has been a hot minute since I've actually recorded a Stylcraft episode. However, I do have a confession to make that just because I haven't been recording episodes does not mean that I haven't been on the server. Let me show you what I mean. So you're going to be seeing a lot of things throughout this episode that you haven't seen before because they happened off camera. For instance, all these shulker boxes here and all of these Unbreaking 3 books and Mending books that Seth has given me to sell. Along with this new look for my farms in my base. I even have like the new dripstone. I have glowberries now. I added weeping vines. I moved around the cocoa beans. I added regular berries. We have seagrass even, sea pickles. We got the new glow lichen. I added potatoes and wheat. I've even gotten myself some copper and some amethyst. And obviously I've gotten myself some deep slate too because I absolutely love this block. Some calcite and tuff. And I've even gotten myself some axolotls. And you can also probably tell that I have made every single one of my signs on my barrels glow with the new glowing sacks that you can get from glow squids. And now I have to explain to you about something that you guys have all probably already noticed, my diamond armor. So this is all maxed out diamond armor that I have made. But my reason for making it was not because I just could. It's because I died in lava with my old iron armor. Luckily my tools were safe thanks to netherite, but my armor was not, so I had to completely remake a new set of armor. So I figured that I would just go ahead and make diamond because it's better than iron anyway, and I had enough diamonds for it at the time. Now you've already probably seen it in view just as I was coming up here, but this is actually how I died. In that lava right there, all of my stuff burnt. This is an iron farm that I have been working on with Seth. I myself designed this, but Seth and I have been building it on some of his live streams on his Twitch channel. And if you guys aren't already following him, then please go and check him out. He does a ton of awesome streams. His link will be in the description below. I am in some of his streams, including the Iron Farm ones, and the Iron Farm is not actually done yet. We're still planning on doing 4 more of these little layers here. So it's going to be pretty tall. So if you guys want to actually see progress being made on this Iron Farm, then go over to his Twitch channel and check him out. Seth has just recently started streaming a lot, so I kind of wanted to have a project that we could do together on the Stylcraft server that I could reserve just for his streams, and this is exactly that. So you won't be seeing any progress being made in my episodes. I'm just kind of here to tell you guys that it is here, and I now have a lot of iron. The other thing that I have is a trident, which you guys are probably curious as to how I got it. It's actually very, very simple. I killed a drowned with a trident, and it dropped it. And it has riptide on it, so I can get around a lot easier, and you guys could probably see all of these riptide pools out and about. But I didn't just get this trident from any ordinary drowned. If you guys look over here in the distance, it has just loaded in. This is a drowned farm. And now obviously, while it does look like a trident, that is not the actual farm itself. That up there is just the AFK area. Down here is where the physical farm itself lies, which is very simple. Basically, they get attracted by the turtle eggs, swoop up by the soul sand, observers with string in front of them, so then it updates the string, and then the pistons push them into the nether portal. However, this drowned farm has caused me many, many problems. So this drowned farm is actually how I've gotten my trident, but I didn't actually get it from the farm itself. Basically, I just went up to the AFK area, waited until a drowned with a trident spawned, and then I just jumped down and killed it, and then I got lucky. But my plan is in the future to be getting a ton of tridents from this thing, because my friend Dallas and I, which is actually a new member on the server, we have been working on this together. This is where I get to the sad part. As you can see, this is all drained out, and I originally built the drown farm itself off camera and then planned to drain it on camera for this episode that you guys are seeing now. However, I realized that my recordings were very, very trash, and I looked at them, I took like one look, and I'm like, I cannot post this. I cannot post this on my channel. I want to actually have good quality videos for you guys. So if the resolution or whatever messed up in that video, in that footage, whatever it is, I'm not going to post it unless it's good. And so that kind of brings me to the point where I am now. I now have to drain this drowned farm out, or at least the perimeter around it, which you can see I've made like a ton of sand grids, and then obviously you use sponges, which Seth has so kindly let me borrow, and then basically draining out those 5x5 holes and then removing the sand and just getting rid of all of the water around the perimeter. Now the reason why I have to do this is because there is the savanna biome, which is what I'm standing on now, and then in between the ocean biome and the savanna biome there is a beach biome. But what I did not know is that between the beach biome and the ocean biome, there is a river biome, which is where drowns most commonly spawn, meaning that they will spawn over here in this river biome instead of over here in the ocean where they're supposed to. Now this causes the rates to be literally the worst ever. Like maybe you get 1 to 3 drowned per night. And like I'm saying per night because it really only works at night. So my solution to this is basically just drain out everything, as I've already told you guys. So I want to do that and a ton of other things this episode because I just want to make a ton of progress. This is just going to be a progress episode where I kind of catch up to speed with things since I've been gone, and I finish a ton of projects that I've kind of started and then I want to finish. However, that being said, I also want to start some new projects this episode. Alright, so another thing that I wanted to show you before we actually get into projects is the profit that I've been making recently. I originally, like for the last 2 episodes, I've been checking to see if I made any profit. I didn't make any. Between this episode and last episode, I have made 1 diamond here, 3 diamonds here, so that's 4 diamonds total. And then somebody bought an entire barrel. So I have made 31 diamonds off of this shop, and I paid 27 for the plot. So I am now 4 diamonds of profit. 4 diamonds profit on the pork chop. And I am super, super happy because I'm gonna be honest, like after the first 2 episodes that I checked this thing, I'm like, I'm never gonna make any money off of it. But I did, and I've made my money back, and I've even made profit. I thought I would be lucky if I made my money back. So now I'm down here at my slime farm because I've actually made some profit off of slime, even though I haven't even made a shop yet, which is actually really, really cool. I already took the diamonds out of the chest, but I have made 18 diamonds off of selling slime. And I haven't even made a shop yet. Like these are just people who have asked me, "Hey Ian, can I have slime?" And I'm like, yeah, sure, go to my slime farm, you can buy some. I priced it at 16 blocks for a diamond, and I don't know if that's too much or too little, but I might knock it down to 8 blocks. I don't know. But Seth has a half off discount for all eternity because I kind of used our company beacon that we have to actually mine out this farm. So technically it's half of his farm somewhat, I guess. So he still has to pay for slime, but he gets a tiny bit of a discount because he kind of, you know, we both put in part of that beacon. So for me to use it for our farm, it's kind of only fair. And one last thing, speaking of beacons, I am going to get one very soon. I don't know when yet, but I do have these skulls for when I do because I went out and I grinded for wither skeleton skulls. I got 2, and then I traded to Matthew for the very last one that I needed. So I now have 3. So soon I will have my own beacon, but I don't really have a need for one yet. So I'm just going to wait until I need it. But with all of that stuff finally being said, I'm so happy to be recording another episode on Stylcraft right now, but I'd really like to actually start getting some progress done. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go live right now on YouTube, and I'm going to drain the entirety of the drown farm. That is the plan, to finish this up so that I can just be done with it. And if you guys do end up missing the live stream, then I will leave an iCard to it right now in the top right corner so that you guys can check it out in case you weren't there. Alright, so a little update on the drown farm. It still is not done. As you guys can probably see here, we still have to drain all of this out, from that wall to this wall, and then from this wall to the little edge of the terrain. And I want to go up to where that like little granite bridge is. Essentially, we're going to make it all one landmass, so it's going to be actually massive. But everything that you guys see up until this wall here and this wall over here, I have essentially almost done myself. Dallas helped a bit with over here, but other than that, I kind of just like took control of it, and I told them that I think they should do the draining here, and they agreed. They're like, yeah, that's fair for all that you've done. So they're going to be draining this out. I don't really have anything else to do with the drown farm until this is drained out, so we aren't actually going to see this get completed this episode, but it is definitely a start, and I have done a lot of things, that is for sure. And what the heck is Theo doing? Is he just admiring it? What is he doing? What? What is he? What is he doing? What? Theo. Gosh, I swear you always find a way to somehow get sidetracked on Stylcraft. But as you guys can see, I am now in the shopping district, and that is because I have a super duper epic plan to build a slime shop. That is what I want to do for the remainder of this episode, and I've had my eye on a location which I think would be absolutely perfect. Now granted, if I do build it there, I want to build it all the way up on the peak, and I'd probably terraform the mountain upward, because I think it'd be really, really cool. So I'm definitely going to have to terraform this. I don't think it'll be that big of a task, hopefully, but I am super, super excited to get this shop built. So let's go ahead and do some terraforming. And now finally it is done, and I'm super, super happy with this mountain. I love the way it looks, and I think I did a good job. There's a lot of like builders that I look up to, kind of like Grian and Good Times with Scar from the Hermitcraft server, and their like terraforming that they do is absolutely insane. But Scar kind of goes more for a realistic type of terraforming, whereas I go more for a Minecraft-ish terraforming type of way, if that makes any sense at all. So I kind of try and make the terrain look as if it was generated by Minecraft, like by the natural generation, and I think I did a pretty decent job. I'm not saying it's perfect, but especially for my first time, I think I did really good. But now that we have this glorious mountain that I have terraformed, now I actually have to build something on top of it. and that is where my slime shop comes in. So I have not actually gathered any materials to build this thing, but I'm super stoked to build it. I have actually designed it in a creative testing world, just like I did with my pork chop shop all the way over there. And I'm super excited for you guys to see the design. It's going to be actually epic. So the first thing that I'm going to need a lot of is sand, because this build requires not only green stained glass, but also lime concrete. So I'm definitely going to need a lot of green dye, and I'm also going to need a lot of sand for not only the concrete powder, but also for the glass itself, which I've already actually started smelting up, but it's still going to take a bit for this to actually smelt. However, I've recently started a little sea pickle farm in my base, which is very good, because I think I can bone meal these infinitely. And then if I'm not wrong... Okay, wait, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. I knew that you could get lime dye from sea pickles, but I didn't know if you could just craft it or if you had to smelt them like you do with cactuses to actually get the lime dye. But this will help substantially. And where I got all of this white concrete powder from, you're probably asking. I actually had it left over from the massive trident that I built for the drone farm, so that is great. And I think, oh my gosh, yes, this works out perfectly. So we have a data pack on the server called Universal Dying, which, while it does sound like a very like suffering thing, like just like a ton of people dying, that is not the type of dying. It's mostly made so that you can just go to a mesa whenever you want terracotta, and then you don't have to worry about just getting the regular terracotta. But it's also useful for things like, oh, I have all of this leftover concrete powder, now I don't have to go out and gather even more gravel and even more sand. Alright, and then my other question that I need a bit of moss. Can I... Okay, so moss does not take over cobblestone. But I do have a frick ton of andesite, and I think it takes over that? Yes, it does. Perfect. Oh, sweet, and now we have 2 new saplings. Oh, no. Every time that I have bone milled moss, apparently it has been within range of the grass on top of my... Why did I not think about this? Why I should have... I have legitimately just vandalized my own property. All of the green stained glass that I need has now been acquired, so now we just have to riptide ourselves over to the shopping district so that we can actually build my shop. And would you look at that glorious thing right there? That, my friends, is Slime Stop. I love it. I love it so much. This is probably my favorite shop that I've constructed so far. The pork chop was cool, but this is just cooler. It's like, it's basically floating above in the air, right? It's floating in the air. It's just so cool. It's like a slime ball. It's dripping down. It's oozing. You got all the glass panes too. I love it so much. And when you first come through the portal, if you come on this side, it's in your field of view right there. So that's going to attract a lot of attention to it. Originally, I was going to call it Slime Slop. But then it occurred to me about, I don't know, like I thought of GameStop and I'm like, Slime Stop. And I think that that works a lot better than Slime Slop. I love it so much. It's so cool. And I think it's actually time that I actually show you guys around inside. So down there is a little slime block launcher which launches you up. It goes down and then it goes back up, pops you up. And then you click on this minecart right here. And then you just get out of it. And then you go on top of that carpet. And then this is the shop. I have 2 ender chests on the sides, and then I have a little slime head that I got at some point in time, I think while I was making my slime farm. And then I've decorated it with shroom lights and, you know, slime and shroom lights. And then here's where you actually buy. I'm thinking 1 diamond for 8 blocks. I don't know if that's too expensive. I think if you're making like flying machines, it's probably a bit expensive. But if you just want to get like sticky pistons or leads or something, that is over a stack of slime balls for 1 diamond. Now, even though the shop is done and I have these barrels up here, they are not full at all. So we are going to go and get some slime from my slime farm and stock this up. And while I'm traveling back to my base, funny story. So Theo recently bought some pork chops from my shop over there, and I got 3 diamonds off of it, right? So then while I'm building this, you see that tiny little corner of white stained glass? Well, I thought I had white stained glass on me, but I didn't. And due to universal dyeing, obviously, I could have just re-dyed the green stained glass to be white. And that's exactly what I did. Because I had just come back from my base from getting the green stained glass when I realized that I didn't have my white stained glass, and I didn't want to go all the way back to my base, so I took 2 of the 3 diamonds that I made and I bought a stack of bones off of Seth just so that I wouldn't have to go all the way back to my base. I have just lost 2 diamonds for 1 white dye. You know, this has actually just made me realize I don't even know if I myself have a shulker box of slime blocks. I may not have enough to stock my own shop. Okay, thankfully I do. But I'm gonna take the remaining stacks just in case I need them. And look at that. Look at that view at night. Because of the light at the bottom, it kind of makes it look like a spaceship. But I don't care. I still think it looks epic. And also, while I originally thought that it would be good for you to actually like have the minecart here so that you don't have to turn around and click on it, I do actually kind of like it here because then when you get out of the minecart, it positions you perfectly at the back of the shop. Like this. So then you turn around and then you can actually like take in the full shop and you don't like just like shove your face into the barrels, if that makes sense. Because I kind of felt like that's what it was like before. Originally I was like, oh, you won't have enough time to turn around or whatever, but like press the button, you can literally turn around before it even launches and then you're fine. And then you get greeted by this little boy. So that thing I said about not being able to stock the entire shop, I wasn't even able to stock half of it. I am not joking. Look at this. I have stocked this much. It doesn't look like that much, especially because there's only 8, but I didn't even get up to these top barrels. I have 3 stacks left in here, but that leaves me 24 blocks short, and I don't want to not stock a full barrel just, you know, so it looks nice. So I have 8 barrels right now, 8 barrels full. So my solution is I either go back to my base, get some green concrete, and I scrap all these side barrels and just have these 8 here, or I can AFK at my slime farm for the next few nights and then slowly stock all of these barrels. I think I'm going to slowly stock all of these barrels because hopefully my hope is that I won't have to stock it for a while after that. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video because I am out of time for today. But thank you guys so much for tuning in once again to another Stylcraft episode. It is great to finally be back on Stylcraft, and it is amazing that we were able to build this amazing little shop right above me. Look at that, Slime Stop. I absolutely love it and I adore it. Thank you once again for watching and taking time out of your day to watch me. If you guys did enjoy the video, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like to help out the YouTube algorithm. But I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!